All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. And in this video, we are going to be in the 135-pound division where news is being reported about the lightweight championship for the IBF and how Devin Haney may not have it much longer, so much so that there is an agreement almost reached for who is going to fight for the belt when it's taken from Devin Haney. And that is Vasily Lomachenko and George Kambosos. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to be in the 135-pound division where there's news reports coming out that a fight is being agreed to for the IBF lightweight title to take place in April between Vasily Lomachenko and George Kambosos. Only problem, or actually there's multiple problems, but big problem is that that belt is still held by Devin Haney. But apparently, the IBF and Top Rank already know what everybody else knows, which is that Devin is not going to be defending that belt anymore. The only question is, how is Devin going to come up off of it? This is especially important, in my opinion, because of what is also happening at the 147-pound division, and also answers a lot of questions about why exactly it is that Gervonta Davis is not fighting these guys with the belts. But before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you are a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It really makes a big difference to the channel. But let's get into this, okay? Because this should not come as a surprise to anybody. The Devin Haney will probably not be going back down to 135 pounds anymore. And it's so obvious that people are reporting and fights are being negotiated for the vacant belt that will be given up in very short order. And that is the IBF. According to Boxing News 24, Vasily Lomachenko and George Kambosos have almost completed a negotiation for that fight, for that belt to be fought for by the two of them, which means that it's a belt pretty much to give to Vasily Lomachenko at 135 pounds. Now, what does that mean for Devin Haney? Devin Haney is going to slowly be stripped of each one of the belts that he has at 135 pounds. I would suspect that the IBF, if he doesn't just vacate the IBF, that he's going to be stripped of the IBF. If he does give that up, the next one more than likely that he's going to have to give up is the WBA. And then after that, it would probably be actually, he already gave up the WBC, so maybe the WBO. However, all of those belts are going to go because Devin Haney doesn't have any intention on fighting down there at 135 pounds. That's something that Bob Arum had stated for the real reason, according to Bob Arum, what he said was the real reason for the fight with Shakur Stevenson not to be made. This should not come as a surprise to anybody. And it does illustrate, however, something that I have said about the lightweight division for a while, and I think is dead obvious. When people say, why isn't Gervonta Davis fighting for these other champions in this division? Because all of the championship belts in that division are held by Top Rank, and Top Rank doesn't have any interest in fights that are where their champions could lose, and he doesn't have an option on the person that gets the belt. That's why those fights don't take place. Bob Arum himself said, when asked about making a Gervonta Davis Shakur Stevenson fight, he said, why would I make a Gervonta Shakur fight where, you know, I might make a little bit of money, but it's a big risk. And I've got so many fights that I can already make in the lightweight division. So what you see is going to take place is immediately you saw Shakur Stevenson get a fight for the title that Devin Haney vacated for the WBC. Now you've got a fight already lined up for the IBF. For the IBF championship between George Kambosos and Vasily Lomachenko. And you're going to see the same thing for the WBO without a doubt, except for with the WBO belt. I wouldn't doubt at all if it wound up being Emmanuel Navarrete moving up to fight for that one. And then the WBA may go away. I think the one that will go away is the WBA, because the WBA was looking to consolidate those belts. So more than likely I think that belt will probably go away. But man, look, I don't want to hear all of this stuff about how, well, Gervonta Davis's resume doesn't mean anything because he's not fighting these champions. Man, all of those guys are in a little circle fighting one another, not any different than what was taking place with Anthony Joshua when he held 3 belts in the heavyweight division, and Anthony Joshua and those guys refused to fight Deontay Wilder. It is a promoter's game at lightweight, and that's what's going on. It's not going to hurt Devin Haney either way, because Devin Haney is not coming back down in weight. Devin is going to be at 140 pounds, fighting for, if he gets past Regis Prograis, which is not a foregone conclusion. However, just like when I talk about what's going on with Terrence Crawford, we don't add the Errol Spence Jr. fight. It's not guaranteed that he's going to beat Errol Spence, but still the conversation's out about whether he's going to go fight Canelo or whether he's going to fight, he's not going to fight Jaron Ennis, or what he's going to do after that. It's still fair. It's still fair game to have the conversation. So look, Devin Haney is giving up these belts. So at 135 pounds, so you guys can stop trying to act like Tank needs to go up to 154 to fight him, 168 or wherever it is Devin's going to wind up at when he can no longer make weight at 140. Because I think he's going to have difficulties making weight at 140 because he's been in 135 so long. Similar to what Floyd Mayweather said about Errol Spence, and even going to 154. After you've stayed at a weight class that long, moving up just 7 pounds may not be enough for you to feel fresh. With 5 pounds for Devin Haney, those big as Devin Haney is looking in these camps, I wouldn't be surprised if he had to get his way up to 147 pretty quickly. But at the end of the day, we're going to see good fights. The Vasily Lomachenko versus George Kambosos fight, who knows what will happen in that fight, as long in the tooth as Vasily Lomachenko is. But again, let's not act like these belts are not getting aimed at Top Rank. And Bob Arum is not monopolizing that lightweight division like he's been doing for several years now. I think the only real exception to that was Mikey Garcia fought for the lightweight title a couple times on PBC cards a couple years ago. But ever since then, man, it had been all top ranked cards at lightweight. So can we please stop acting like it's up to Gervonta Davis to easily pick any of these guys that he wants to fight? It's just not the case. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.